Ligue 1 is done and dusted, but opportunities to win the Coupe de France and the Champions League means we are up for a potential treble on today's episode of Bottom to the Top. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic weekend, and welcome to episode number 151 of Bottom to the Top, which could very well be the final episode of the series. We've already been inducted into the Greek Football Hall of Fame. We've already been named the greatest Greek manager in football history. And now we have a chance to make history of our own at PSG. We've won the Ligue 1 title. If we win the Coupe de France, it will be our second consecutive in a row and our first time pulling a domestic double. If we are then able to beat Napoli in the Champions League, it would mean the treble, and we are the greatest manager in all the world. First up, we have Monaco, who we drew in the last week of the season, 1-1, playing a pretty massively rotated squad. This time we've got the big boys going out. Now we are going to be without, at least in the starting lineup, Alexandru Shusha and Pietro Baldassari. Baldassari picking up a bout of food poisoning last night. Shusha recovering from an injury. Xavi Simons also out with an injury as well. So it will be Kim Seon-il in goal, Brunelli, White, Tarasenko, and Anderson as our back four. We are also going without Javier Osorio. One more appearance for the club, and we owe like $18.5 million for his services. He's a very good center back. He's not my favorite, and I don't think he's worth that extra money, so we'd be looking to sell him on at the end of the season. Ventura and Gershkins will be in the midfield with Christensen, Iñaki, Akar, and Miller in place of a recovering Lahurai Laribi, who has been out for the last couple of weeks with a fairly substantial leg injury, but he is on the mend and available for selection off of the bench. I have to tell you, this team is pumped up. No one more so than our striking pair of Gershke Akar and Iñaki teaming up for 57 goals combined in this campaign in all competitions, hoping that this final match in the Coupe de France, they will raise the trophy for the second consecutive year and be the first repeat winners in quite some time. It was kind of going on a rotation where it was somebody, then Monaco, then, or was it Monaco or Rennes? I think it was somebody Rennes, PSG, somebody Rennes, PSG. In this particular case, we're hoping to go PSG back to back. That 1-1 draw against Monaco was actually, so we took an early 1-0 lead in Iñaki with his 28th of the year. They were able to equalize about midway through the second half. Keep in mind, we were playing 18-year-old goalkeeper Xavier Gilbert. This is not what we wanted to see, though. A potential foot injury to Glenn Oyvind Christensen means we're going to have to make some changes. Gershkins is going to slot out on the left wing side. Damiano Diana is going to come into his place and swap spots with Cesar Ventura. So we are forced to make a move with a couple of minutes left in this first half. Gershkins to deliver the corner, headed on and well over by Iñaki. Got a little bit of a case of the yips on that one. 3 2-year shots on goal favoring Monaco. Possession has been even so far. I guess we're winning because we lost Christensen. Sadly, no score, so it is still 0-0. I think first one he gets on the board is probably going to win this game, and I sure hope it's us. Kind of looking forward to seeing a trophy lift. We were denied in the Ligue 1 season. It was very sad. We won our match with, I think we had 3 games left after that. Rennes failed to win, which meant that we clinched, but because we did not play the matches at the same time, we had no trophy lift. We did get ourselves a nice, that guard of honor, which is pretty sweet. No, I'm going to leave it on Gershke Akar regardless of his tiredness. Ile Blanc is going to come in place of Iñaki. We're also going to get Pinata in. as Monaco looks to get it started from the dead ball spot. Lipari up for Beto. Kusterman blocked off by White. What a steal by White. It's almost like he had Velcro on his boots. Gershkins tries to get away from trouble as his pocket picked by Seacat. Brunelli trying to knock it away from him, but Seacat ultimately wins that battle. Mane in control. Lipari in for Beto. Seacat along the near sideline. Carrying it forward. He'll be cut off. Brunelli comes away with it. Flipping it ahead, but Mane will backtrack and take control once more. 15 minutes remaining. Mark Nomfi, former PSG player, in control. Mateus, Kusterman. Back for Mateus. Nice give and go. Mateus carrying it deep toward the byline into the middle. He's got Simon Kusterman with his 20th goal of the season. I don't see the flag up. I don't see VAR. I just see PSG trailing in this match now 1-0. But a highlight right off of the kickoff. Can we get it back right away? Diana in control, looking for Stain Gershkins, but cut off by Seacott. Send it forward, but White is there. Devin White for Gershkins. Carrying up the sideline, almost running into Brunelli, but he finds LeBlanc. Beto sliding to get that away from him. Gershkins sending it in, far post. And Danny Miller with the header. Valder's got his hands on it, but he could not control it. It trickles over the line. 8th goal of the year for Danny Miller, who he brought in to be our reserve right wing. And even though he has gotten rather limited time, he still has managed to put up 8 goals in all competitions. So once again, we are even at 1. But the highlights continue right off of the kickoff. Nomfi will drop it back for Lopez. Monaco in control, trying to get their lead back. Ben Seguir with a bit of a heavy touch, still with the ball along the near side. Lopez spinning it back in the middle for Lipari before dropping it to Mane. Mane in control. We are set up pretty high back line we still have. That really hasn't changed over the last couple of years that we've been running either this or a very similar tactic here and at Porto. Gershkins doing a little thievery, feeding it ahead for Akar. He's got Miller up the right wing. Miller in control. 12 minutes remaining in this match. Miller crossing it in. Valders knocks it away. Seacat knocks it down. It's picked up by Il LeBlanc. He will drill it home for his 13th goal of the year. And the Monaco defense, the goalkeeper just caught napping as Valders punched that one out. We'll see it here on the replay. Miller got his cross a little too close to the goalkeeper. It went off a Seacast. He tried to get it to Beto, but Beto thought that Seacast was going after it. Their signals got crossed, and PSG with a 2-1 lead. But Monaco with the ability to tie it up. They've got the ball in a dangerous position for the free kick. Everybody pretty much lined up in the box. Ben Seguir will drill it. It'll go off of the crossbar. Mateus settles it down, but Gershkins is going to pop on in, knock it behind, and give Monaco a corner kick, which Mateus is going to take. Sending it far post. Devin White slides over, heads it out. Throw in for Monaco, which we will not get to see because they weren't going to score. And the threat is over. Just a couple of minutes remaining in regulation. We've dialed back our intensity that we were showing a little bit earlier. Final third throw in, though, for Anderson. He's got Miller. Miller trying to put the nail in the coffin here. Miller moving it to his left. Loses control. Seacat coming away with it. About 2.5 minutes remaining in the 5 minutes added on. Seacat still with it. Feeds to Kusterman. Across. He's got Mark Nomfi. Nomfi dribbling it up. Gets away from one man before leaving it for Lipari. Diana, though, taking it away on a heavy touch, but Lipari steals it back. Crosses it over, looking for Kusterman. Anderson heads it to the edge of the box. Mateus in for Nomfi. He gets it past Kim Seon-il, but that is going to go out wide as that ricocheted off of Jack Anderson. Corner kick in. Kusterman can't get his head on it. Gershkins will, and that will be cleared. Less than a minute and a half to go, and time has run out on Monaco. PSG wins it 2-1, coming back from a 1-0 deficit to raise the Coupe de France for the second consecutive year. Dmytro Tarasenko, I don't know whose hand he's shaking, but he's shaking the hand. He receives the trophy and gets ready to lift it above his head. He's got a fantastic beard, doesn't he? So do we. There we are in our red shirt our blue pants and, is that a brown jacket? Well, we've got a trophy lift. We have done the domestic double. All that remains is to be crowned champions of the UEFA Champions League. Before we get there, though, it is 2038. It is a World Cup year, and 12 PSG players have been called up to their respective World Cup squads. Kim Seon-il will be representing South Korea. Devin White called up once again for the United States. Jack Anderson will be representing Denmark. Danny Miller made the English team, even though he's just a reserve on our squad. Laurent Laribi and Cedric Moser. Moser's been out on loan. They will be representing France. Gershke Akar playing for Germany. 3 Italians in Vincenzo Brunelli, Pietro Baldassare, and Mattia Pignata. Igor Duarte, the young goalkeeper we've had out on loan. He's going to be playing for Portugal. And Cesar Ventura, our favorite Peruvian, will be representing his team in Group I. They are going to be paired up or grouped up with Italy, so we wish them all the best. It is hard not to feel the pressure as we enter as a manager in this save. Obviously, we've been here before. It's not our first rodeo, but as a manager in this save, hitting our first European final, and we're doing it against a team that honestly made us look pretty bad the last time we faced them. Now, that match was in Italy. This one is on neutral ground in Spain, so I think they actually had to travel a bit further than we did to get to the Spanish capital of Madrid. We're playing in Atleti's Stadium, and a chance to win the treble is on the line as we take on Napoli. Now, we have made tactical changes since that last meeting. In fact, it was that last meeting that really said to us, you know what, we need to be better, especially in Europe. We need to control the ball and control the game more. We have most certainly been doing that for this season. Kim Seon-il gets the last start of the season in goal. A back four of Brunelli, White, Tarasenko, and Anderson unchanged from the Coupe de France win. Ventura and Gershkins will get the start in the midfield. Pietro Baldassare is back in. He's past his fitness test. Not 100% match fit, but ready enough. He'll take the spot on the left wing. We're still withholding Laurent Laribi. So Danny Miller is going to get his second consecutive start in a major championship competition. And Iñaki and Akar, as they have most of the season, will be side by side leading the line this afternoon. This really is going to be a tale of two football manager experiences. I personally have never won the treble in Football Manager. Now, we all know I've only been playing this game for literally 1 calendar year at this point, and a little bit of change. I started back in May. So I would be as high as I have ever been in Football Manager. However, it would be a bit bittersweet if we go out in our final match of the series. We fail to win, and we fail to win the trophy. This is not how we want to get started. Giving up a handball penalty less than a minute and a half into the match to give Napoli a chance to take a very early lead as Højlund shoots. Kim Seon-il just could not make the stop, and Rasmus Højlund scores his 19th of the year in all competitions. And there we are, 2 minutes in, Napoli with a 1-0 lead. That is not a replay that we need to see right now. I would see top of the world and then come crashing down. It will be, as I said, very bittersweet if this is the way that the season ends. Baldassare up the left wing. Brunelli. PSG looking to get the equalizer. Ventura for Gershkinstein. Gershkins delivers, and Lucindo gets his fingertips on it and knocks it behind for a corner kick. Something we have been very good at all season long, both on the initial attempt and at recycling. This time, it was the initial attempt. 5th goal of the year for Dmytro Tarasenko, the 6'5" Ukrainian giant, charging in near post, is able to pop the header home. All right, maybe he wasn't charging in, but the amount of power he was able to put behind that attempt off of the corner, that was pretty impressive. Napoli won, PSG won, as Lucindo looks to get things started in the 20th minute. Nunez will control it, push it up towards O'Malley. Kieran O'Malley, former PSG player, finds Aguayo along the near side, who will lay it back for Fabinho. O'Malley, who did score a goal in the 6th minute of the one match we did play earlier in the Champions League, which basically did us in. Turnover, though. O'Malley knocking it away. Aguayo comes away with it. Højlund across for Ferrari, plays it to Delcourt, finding Højlund. Højlund is in. He'll be blocked. Anderson will clear. Akar nodding it down for Miller, and the counterattack is on. Danny Miller carrying it up the far sideline. Gets cut off. Throws it forward. He's got Akar in the box. Akar is in. He shoots and scores. 30 goals on the year for Gershke Akar, and PSG takes the 2-1 lead in this Champions League final. And I am going to milk this excitement for all that I can, all it's worth. And what a play by Danny Miller. He had a man right in his face, managed to get that cross. Is it a cross from that deep? Anyway, it was a deep delivery that Akar was able to find himself under, pushes it past Lucindo for his 30th goal of the year. Ferrari throwing it in. We played 33. Shavas Tashir with it. That 30-yard shot. We knew that was going nowhere except into Rosie, as they say here in football manager land. Napoli out shooting PSG 5-3, but we have dominated possession, and that is not good. Danny Miller going out with an injury. Lower leg injury. He will be evaluated. That means we are going to bring in Laharai Laribi. Yes, he is coming back from an injury of his own. We are risking him a little bit. We do have other options. We could put it the right wing, but we really do want to press our advantage. And one of the best players in Ligue 1, youngster, I think he's 24, 25 years old. Got to get him out there and give him his opportunity. 45 minutes remaining to play in this Champions League final from Madrid. Didn't mean to pause it right there. Yeah, I'm doing it for dramatic effect. Aguayo's getting a little tired on the other end, but Delcourt is going to carry it forward. First highlight of the second half for Napoli. Delcourt overtaken by Stain Gershkins. Tarasenko looking to do something with it, but he has his pocket picked by Rasmus Højlund. Højlund with a shot. Kim Seon-il just says, get that out of here, and he knocks it over the crossbar. Napoli with the corner. Aguayo is going to take it. Lays it low. Delcourt, his shot's going to ricochet off of O'Malley. Nunez is going to get the loose ball. Sent far post. Kim Seon-il coming way off his line to grab that out of the air and stop any potential Napoli threat before rolling it out to Tarasenko. Anderson in control. As we mentioned last episode, getting a new 5-year contract for the 19-year-old who has been called up by Denmark for the World Cup senior side. White in control, up for Ventura, play it over to Brunelli, up to Baldassari. Baldassari dribbling it through the midfield. Finds Gershke Akar, wide open on the right wing side is Laribi. He's in the box, moves it to his left foot, shoots, and Lucindo gets his hands on it just enough to redirect that around the post, leading to a PSG corner. Gershkins sending it in, looking for Tarasenko. He doesn't find him this time. Fabinho able to clear it. Savaş Tashir tracking it down. He's got two men in front and more looking to come in support. Aguayo, heavy touch, knocked away by Devin White. And that will go out for a Napoli throw. 9-5, your shots on goal. We're still dominating possession. Most importantly, though, we are leading on the scoreboard. It's Napoli 1, PSG 2, as we tick down to the final 20 minutes or so of this match. Lucindo sending it forward. Akonde will lay it back for Levi Colwill. Fabinho, the right back, playing it ahead for Kieran O'Malley. We're giving him some space in the midfield. Flipping it forward for Savaş Tashir up along the near sideline. Tashir looking for O'Malley. Tarasenko clears it away. Baldassari settling it down, trying to pick out Laribi. Sent forward by Tashir. Gershkins will pass it ahead through the middle to Iñaki. Wide to the near side, Laribi carrying it forward. If we make it 3-1. It's almost over, and goodnight, Irene. Gershkins across. Akar shoots and scores his second on the night, 31st on the year. Gershke Akar is my hero. It's Napoli 1, PSG 3 with less than 20 minutes remaining in this Champions League final. Let's give Xabi Simons his curtain call. He's going to come in place of Cesar Ventura. Gershke Akar will be replaced by Il LeBlanc. Yes, he's on a hat trick, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And Amore, a more defensively minded winger, is going to come in for Pietro Baldassari. Hopefully we can see out these final 15 minutes of this match, ticking down to 10. Tarasenko, Akar, and Akar scoring the goals for PSG. Rasmus Højlund, that second-minute penalty doesn't look like it's going to hold up. But Napoli still has some fight in them. In the waning moments of the original 90, Aguayo gets the feed along the right side, moves it to the interior, flips it forward, finds Del Kerr in the middle, Shavish Tashir, and Kim Seon-il stands massively huge to direct that out for a corner. The board is up, 3 minutes added on. Kim Seon-il is going to punch the corner attempt away. Greenaway will get it. Time is ticking down. 1 minute remaining. Has the full-time whistle blown? It has. And PSG, champions of the Champions League. Real Madrid had won this competition 3 years in a row. We thought we were going to have to get through them in the semifinals. We were lucky enough to not have to deal with that. And they got taken out early by Lazio. We ended up beating Lazio at home in the home leg to take that tie and guarantee ourselves a berth here in the Champions League final. And what a way to end our managerial career. It took us 15 years, 6 clubs. We won 2 championships, 4 cups, and 1 Champions League. I have to admit that this was reminiscent of last year's Journeyman save. We didn't do it here on YouTube. It took place on Twitch. And we were with Borussia Mönchengladbach. We were not the favored to win the league as we were here. And at the time, Bayern Munich was running rampant with the Bundesliga. I think they had won 20 Bundesligas in a row. And we ended that Journeyman save with a Bundesliga victory over Bayern Munich and a Champions League victory over Napoli. So it's nice to see things come back around. We won the treble, guys. Thank you so very much for being on this journey with me. There will be more FM24 content, a brand new save starting, I believe, next week once I figure out what it is going to be. Leave a comment down below if you have any suggestions of what you would like to see, what you think would be interesting. Do we go for an Asia-only Journeyman? Do we do a single club save? Do we try to bring 1860 Munich back to the Bundesliga again, maybe with a little bit more success this time? I'm not sure, but I hope you are there with me once we figure it out. Thank you so very much for watching today. Thank you. If you've watched all 151 episodes, thank you so very much for that as well. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you like this video, share it with a friend, subscribe if you haven't already for more Football Manager content, and I will see you when I see you. Bye-bye.